I'm Senator Bob Huff. This is my capital comment for the week of July 6, 2015. It's tax season here in Sacramento. The governor's called the legislature into two different special sessions to deal with two completely different issues, health care and transportation infrastructure. It's also become very clear that the governor wants the legislature to approve and enact new taxes for each special session without a vote of the people. The governor called the legislature into special session to, quote, enact permanent and sustainable funding from a new managed care organization tax and/or alternative fund sources, end quote. In other words, the governor wants the legislature to enact a new managed care organization tax, we call it an MCO tax, to replace another MCO tax that's set to expire next year. An MCO tax is essentially a tax on our health insurance. The governor is proposing a tax on the health care plans of 24 million Californians to pay for what we believe are unsustainable expansions in the Medi-Cal program due mostly to Obamacare. Senate Republicans have a problem with the governor's proposal. First, we just adopted a new budget with new record-high spending level of over $265 billion overall. This exceeds the 2014 budget by over $11 billion. This growth in spending has been fueled by nearly $10 billion of unanticipated tax revenue, money that was not expected a year ago when we did our last budget. And yet, even with all this new money, the governor wants a $1 billion-plus tax increase on the health plans of 24 million Californians. We don't need a tax hike to fund these programs, not with a $10 billion surplus. The governor just needed to make these programs a priority and fund them. Secondly, the governor wants the new tax to pay for expansions of the Medi-Cal program that he never should have approved. Families already covered by Medi-Cal, approximately 12 million Californians, can't find physicians to see already because the state reimbursement rate is too low. They can't afford to take Medi-Cal patients. Doesn't it make sense to use the new money in the budget to increase reimbursement rates to these physicians rather than hand people an insurance card to see a doctor that no longer takes Medi-Cal patients? What are your thoughts? Feel free to email me personally or leave a comment on my Facebook page. I'm Senator Bob Huff. Thanks for joining me.